was vibrating all throughout that episode. I was vibrating from the emotions. I felt soft, I felt scared, I felt gay, I felt angry. Oh my god. This episode was like 6 seasons of the L Word crammed into one episode. This show is just giving the lesbians everything that they want. Where do I even begin? There were so many lesbian couples in this episode. I was like, oh my god, it's a show made for me personally. I can't even believe this show exists. It feels like a fever dream, a lesbian fever dream sometimes, because it gives me everything that I want and more. This is what I needed to recover after Generation Q. Oh my god, yes. No, I think this might be my new favorite episode. I know that every time I watch a new episode, I'm like, this is my new favorite episode. I said that with episode 8, I said it with episode 9, and now I'm saying it with episode 10, but oh my god. Becky and Freen's acting was just amazing. I mean, obviously they very much have like a natural chemistry and connection to one another, which absolutely like enhances all their scenes and is a pretty big reason as to why we're like so obsessed with them. Well, I'm so obsessed with them. I can't speak for you guys, but I'm thinking I'm not alone. But they really came through with the acting as well. Oh my god, like those emotional depths, like that's not easy to tap into. So like the acting in this episode was just mwah. When is someone going to propose to me in such a romantic way? Okay, I've got my gay notes. Let's go. So at the end of episode 9, Sam has stormed off and left Mon sitting by herself because Mon rejected Sam's kind of marriage proposal. I mean, it wasn't directly a proposal. It was more of like a generalized question. We'll just call it a proposal, and Mon rejected it. But Sam is obviously hurt by this rejection and storms off. So we're left with Mon kind of like sitting by herself, quite upset at the beginning of episode 10. And the resort lesbians come to comfort her. They come to comfort her with wise words about love and their own tale of romance. And Cher still manages to find a way to throw shade at Sam in this scene. She just can't resist. So I thought this scene was really interesting. I spoke a bit about this topic in my review of episode 9, but Mon essentially says that, you know, she feels like a sugar baby and she is aware of like the class difference between them. And I think it's really good that Mon was allowed to like express how she was feeling about the class difference in her relationship with Sam. And at the same time, hear what the resort lesbians had to say about the subject and kind of like take that into consideration. Anyway, Sam is staring at the sea and she's brooding. That's one of her top 5 favorite hobbies, is like brooding and staring out at the ocean, and it's relatable. Anyway, she gets a call from her grandmother and has to lie about who she's with. The cinematography and the editing in this episode left the audience without any doubt whatsoever that the grandmother is absolutely the villain in this story. I mean, the background music did make me laugh because, I mean, she is like an antagonist and of course she is problematic, but at the same time, the background music just made me laugh. So yeah, Kirk has gone to see Sam's grandmother and, you know, this is obviously about to open up like a whole world of problems for Mon and Sam. I've spoken about Sam's grandmother before in my reviews, and yes, of course, her way of thinking and her behavior is absolutely toxic, but at the same time, you also have to acknowledge that she's from a different generation and she's essentially kind of repeating things that were like instilled in her. I mean, it's very easy to like demonize the grandmother, and of course, like, I don't support her. I just want to make that clear. Like, she's the one who needs to change, not anyone else, but at the same time, like, she's just likely a product of the environment she grew up in. You know, all the homophobia, all the internalized misogyny. These are things that were instilled in her, and she is of course like projecting it onto Sam, and it is really toxic. But yeah, I mean, this could get very deep, so I won't go there, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? I don't think Kirk is like a total villain in this episode. Like, he obviously should have stood up to the grandmother, but you can tell he at least feels somewhat bad about the situation. And it really made me mad when the grandmother was talking about what he he could let Sam do. That was just, yeah, it was toxic. It was toxic. So then Mon runs after Sam and like asks her for forgiveness, and Sam explains why she's feeling so hurt, and like I totally understand that as well, but I feel like Mon was really like sincere in her apology. But before they can even get into it, they're interrupted with yet another lesbian couple showing up at this resort. I'm telling you, there's lesbians everywhere in this episode, and I was absolutely just in heaven. Eileen shaken, found bold and shivering. Okay. Anyway, Mon manages to bring Sam like back around and sort of patch things up between them, and like I said, there was just this just really seriously, this episode was like 6 seasons of the L Word crammed into one episode. That is what it was. Like all 3 lesbian couples are sat down for this like dinner, and oh my gosh, I love this scene. Oh my god. Cher and Sam are still in their like alpha dyke competition mode, and I'm into it. It's giving Bet and Helena vibes, and this is where my heart doubled in size. Oh my gosh. The proposal, the tears, the acting, the sincerity, the connection, the emotion. It was so beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen such a romantic lesbian proposal on screen, like ever before. This show is groundbreaking in its portrayal of lesbian relationships. Oh my god. I think this scene is what makes this episode my favorite episode so far. It made me believe in love and romance again. And then they slow dance. Oh my god. Romance is still alive. No, but can we talk about the depth of Becky's acting? Like, can we just talk about the depth and the emotion and the way in which she connects with Freen? Can we just talk about that? Because, oh my god. So Sam and Mon are now in their engagement era, and I'm here for it. I do want to know where these beach selfies are at though. Like, they should share those if they haven't already. But they should share those. They should. So then Sam's sister also turns up at the resort, and I think this scene is quite interesting because I agree with some of what she had to say, as in like it was important to her to put herself first and not be under like her grandmother's like controlling grip. So I agreed with that completely. I thought a lot of what she had to say was understandable, but then she was also quite brutal about Song, and almost like she felt no emotion about the fact that her sister had died, and saying that she was like too weak to handle it. It just came across as quite like brutal to me. So yeah, I have like mixed feelings about this scene, and I think because Sam and her sisters kind of grew up under such a kind of like controlling and quite cold grandmother, it kind of makes sense that they would absorb some of those qualities. That makes this conversation between them a lot more understandable. So the grandmother finally finds out about Mon and Sam. She has photographic evidence. And she goes to pay Mon a visit. She does, and poor Mon is having like really bad period cramps, and as a side note, having such bad cramps that you need to be off work is relatable. Once again, this show comes through with the good representation and authentic portrayals. Okay. So yeah, the grandmother turns up at Sam's house when Mon is having bad cramps, and I have to hand it to Mon. She is obviously like a very soft cinnamon roll and would never dream of doing anything like hurtful to anyone. But if it was me, I would have thrown hands, I would have thrown chairs, I would have thrown tables. If somebody came around to try and fuck with my life whilst I was having bad period cramps. Oh god. The grandmother has also done like a deep dive on Mon. She knows everything about her. I feel like she's inferring in this scene that Mon has like an ulterior motive for wanting to be with Sam. But of course the worst thing about this scene is like she questions the love between Sam and Mon. I'd be mad. I'd be mad at this scene. I be. I'd be mad. And the thing is, you know, someone like Mon is kind of like soft and a little bit uncertain, so you know that like the grandmother's words are like getting to her, and that's what's so awful about this scene. And the grandmother is also like manipulating Kirk into putting the pressure on Sam and like trying to fuck with Sam and Mon's relationship essentially. And anyway, Mon leaves Sam's house and she goes to kind of like speak to Nop about everything, and he just spits the facts. Like, he says it better than I ever could. Like, he says it how it is. He be spitting facts. But I did laugh when like Sam turned up in this scene, because I've said before, like, anytime Mon is anywhere near anyone else, especially a man, Sam will just like appear in a cloud of smoke out of nowhere. Like, she's always waiting and watching. That is like signature to this show, 100%. So anyway, Mon is like a little bit hesitant to speak to Sam about what has gone down, but eventually she opens up, and this is another scene where their acting was just A+. They were just so open and vulnerable with each other in this scene, and you could feel all of that hurt that Mon had kind of like bottled up spilling out, and the same with Sam. And just again, the acting was just mwah. Oh my god. And when they hugged, just the softness and the emotion and the tenderness. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Sam tells Mon that she's gonna like talk to her grandmother, and that is what she goes to do. It is a face-off. There should have been like Western cowboy music playing in the background in this scene, because it is about to go down. Like, it is about to go down. Oh my god, like I'm shaking. I'm gay and shaking. Oh my god, I feel like next episode is gonna be so intense. Like so like seriously, they're bringing it up to like a boiling point, and I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I'm gay. Okay guys, that was my review of episode 10 of Gap the series, which I'm just obsessed with. I don't remember the last time I was this obsessed with the show. I feel like it was like the Carmilla web series. I feel like that's the last time I was just like so obsessed, and like I'm watching like Freenbeck videos in my spare time, and oh my god, I'm a lost cause. I'm a lost cause, honey. If you want to support lesbian content or women's voices, come and join the Sapphic Underground Club. It is pretty much just like a monthly tip for the content. That's it. It's just a tip. Okay, bye.